Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. I was going to do a Facebook Live. However, my iPad is completely shot. My phone decides to refresh itself saying that I don't have good connection, even though I have the best internet in the world. It still is not working, so I don't know what's going on. So until then, I wanted to make a quick video to talk about something that I was thinking about. Okay. What I was thinking about is that the intellect works on two parameters from what I see. That works with what it knows and what it doesn't know, right? And when it doesn't know something, the intellect does what? It goes and searches, and that's why we have philosophies, ideologies, religions. It doesn't know, and it not only asks the question, the intellect wants to find a solution for it, which is very valuable. I think the intellect is really good. The only thing that the intellect, however, is missing is one thing that wisdom brings in. And that's why the intellect can't get to it. And I'm going to bring this all together in a minute with how I used to show up in principal events and things that I went to. But going back to what I'm saying, so the intellect works on the known and the unknown, but our insights work with the unknowable. And see, that's a slight difference, because the unknowable is not in the category of knowing and not knowing. The unknowable is a space where if you went to the best scientist in the world and said, what's the next insight that'll pop up? Can you create a instrument, a machine that can show me an insight generator, or what my next insight should be? They will never be able to do it, because it comes from the unknowable. It comes from the unknowable. No amount of instruments at least in my life, I don't think we'll be able to find a way for us to see the next insight that'll pop up, because it comes from nowhere. Now we can, in our intellect, come up with 10 strategies or whatever and see if we can figure it out or not figure it out. But insight is where the magic is. Now, let's bring this down to earth. What does this have to do with anything? Well, I used to go to principal conferences like the 3PG conference or a Michael Neal event or see Elsie Spittle, or when I went to LeConner, I used to walk into a room because, after reading a book by Sydney Banks, I had this feeling. I got it. I got the principles on such a deeper level, and I got this good feeling that everyone talks about. Elsie talks about follow the feeling. And so I went, yes, this is what I need to do. So I used to go bring around my metaphorical good feeling box, and I'd carry it with me like this to the event and sit in front row where Michael Neal's teaching. And as soon as he would start talking, I would peek in my box and go, am I getting a good feeling yet? Okay, no. Okay, put it down. Okay, what do you got to say? And go and go. And as soon as I tapped into that universal, mind, I would go, okay, now, here, let me see if I can get this to go a little bit more. And I'd go tap in, and guess what? It would go back and instantly disappear. I got really good at bringing a good feeling box, or some people have the deeper feeling box, or some people have the am I grounded box, and they keep opening it up in hopes that they're going to find it there. Well, when you do it that way, guess what you just did? You've now brought it down to the intellect. You brought it into, do I know this? Or no, I don't know it. Let me go get the answer. But as I mentioned before, insight lives in the unknowable, which means you have one less job to do. You don't have to bring a box anywhere you go. It's built in to show up when it does. You don't have to try to fabricate a good feeling. And once you start to see it that way, something really, really cool starts to happen. You will have a good feeling in any feeling that you're in, even if you're in anxiety or depression or sadness. Yesterday I had a little bit of anxiety, okay? But because I didn't try to go, okay, can I fix my anxiety? Can I do this, my anxiety box? I actually had in a very weird way, I don't know how to explain this, but I had a good feeling in the anxiety. There was this and it's a deeper feeling. I know you guys kind of get it, where you feel like you're not so far away from home, even though it feels a little bit restless inside. That's when I went, oh my God, this is it. if I stop bringing a box around, carrying it, trying to see what state of mind I'm supposed to be in, or how I'm supposed to get myself out of it, or how to get a deeper feeling so I can get away from it, I'm not the person opening and closing this box, it started to show up, and it was like a layer. It was like anxiety, and then right here was this deeper feeling. So I was in heaven in my personal hell. It was kind of interesting, even though it wasn't hell. You know, when I'm anxious, I don't feel it as hell, but for some people it is. So what I'm trying to tell you is, what if you could be in whatever feeling you're in, and remove this thing of trying to get somewhere intellectually, and just let that space immerse you. Let it do its thing, because there is something intrinsically deeper that will come and layer over whatever personal thoughts we're having. It always does. It's us that comes in and tries to fix it. It's us that wants a deeper feeling, a better feeling, a better grounding and all that. We make all that stuff up. And then we try to find an answer. And then we get frustrated when we don't get it. And that makes sense, because you're looking in the wrong area. That's the intellect. The insight space, the space of the unknown, the space where miracles occur. Miracles don't happen in the intellect. Miracles happen. That's why they're called supernatural, right? They're beyond our nature. That's what we call miracles. But we can have everyday miracles when we get out of the way. That's where the magic happens. Now, speaking of magic, you guys want to know what's in my box? By a show of hands, go ahead and raise your hand. Oh, you morons, I can't see you raising your hands. But look, I have this. And check this out. Do you see that? No more dollar, because I don't have a dollar. But do you want to know what else is in the box? This is where it gets crazy. The secret to the three principles, are you ready? And I wasn't going to share this with this group, but I'm going to, is this.